Hello. Thank you for another spiritual discussion. In Kabbalah, there are three discernments. One, Israel, is he who strains himself to return to his root. Two, the Creator, which is the root one longs for. And three, the 613 ways of the Torah, by which one purifies one's soul and body. We must first understand why the Torah was given specifically to the Israelite nation and not to all the people of the world equally. God gave it to every nation and tongue, and they did not receive it. Why? Then were the Israelite called the chosen people, as it is written, "The Lord thy God has chosen thee," which is in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Since there was no other nation that wanted it. So in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, it says, "For you are a holy people to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for himself, a special treasure above all the people on the face of the earth." The first concept is that there is no act without a purpose. And there is no exception from this rule, except for the lowest of the human species or infants. Therefore, it is certain that the Creator would not act, be it a great or a small act, without a purpose. The aim of the Creator from the time he created his creation is to reveal his godliness to others. This is because the revelation of his godliness reaches the creatures as pleasant bounty that is ever growing until it reaches the desired measure. It turns out that the purpose of the whole creation is that the lowly creature will be able, by keeping Torah and mitzvah, to rise ever upward, ever developing until they are rewarded with adhesion with the Creator. Why were we not created in this high status of adhesion to begin with? What reason did the Creator have to burden us with this labor of creation and the Torah and the mitzvah? He gave us room to earn our exaltedness by ourselves through our work in Torah and mitzvah. This matter is like a rich man who took a man from the market and fed him and gave him gold and silver and all desirables every day. And each day he showered him with more gifts than the day before. Finally, the rich man asked, "Do tell me, have all your wishes been fulfilled?" And he replied, "Not all my wishes have been fulfilled. For how good and how pleasant it would be if all those possessions and precious things came to me through my own work as they have come to you, and I would not be receiving the charity of your hand." Then the rich man told him, "In this case, there has never been born a person who could fulfill your wishes." It is a natural thing, since, on the one hand, he experiences greater and greater pleasure the more he showers presents upon him, but on the other hand, it is hard for him to tolerate the shame for the excessive goodness that the rich bestows upon him. This is because there is a natural law that the receiver feels shame and impatience upon receiving gifts from the giver out of compassion and pity. From here extends a second law that never will anyone be able to satisfy the needs of his friend to the fullest, because ultimately he would not be able to give him the nature and the form of self-possession, as only with it is the desired perfection obtained. And this is the reason the Creator has prepared for us the Torah and the labor of Torah and mitzvah to produce our exaltingness by ourselves, because then the delight and pleasure that comes to us from Him, meaning everything that is included in the adhesion with Him, will all be our own possession that has come to us through our own effort. Then we will feel ourselves as the owners, without which there cannot be a sensation of holiness. We need to examine the heart and the source of this natural law, and who it was that fathered the flaw of shame and impatience that we feel upon receiving charity from another. It is understood from a law that is known to scientists that each branch bears the same nature as its root, and that the branch also desires, seeks, and craves, and benefits from all the conducts of the root. Conversely, all the conducts that are not in the root, its branch removes itself from them, cannot tolerate them, and is harmed by them. This law exists between each root and its branch and cannot be breached. Since the Creator is the root of His creation, we feel all that exists in Him and extends to us directly from Him as pleasant and delightful, because our nature is close to our root, and everything that is not in Him and does not extend to us directly from Him, but contradicts creation itself, will be against our nature and difficult for us to tolerate. We love wisdom, strength, and wealth because all those exist in the Creator who is our root. And so we hate their opposite, such as foolishness, weakness, and poverty, since they do not exist in our root at all. This makes us feel hateful and loathsome and causes a lot of pains in us. This is what gives us the foul taste of shame and impatience when we receive from others by way of charity, because in the Creator there's no such thing as reception of favors, because from whom would He receive? And because this element does not exist in our root, we feel it as repulsive and loathsome. On the other hand, we feel delight and pleasure every time we bestow upon others, since that conduct exists in our root, which it gives to all. Now, we have found a way to examine the purpose of creation, which is to cleave unto the Creator and its true appearance. This exaltedness and adhesion, which is guaranteed to come to us through our work in Torah and mitzvah, is no more and no less than the equivalence of the branches with their root. There are two parts in the Torah. One, mitzvah, between man and God, and two, mitzvah, between man and man. And they both aim for the same thing, to bring the creature to the final purpose of adhesion with the Creator. If the only reason people serve their gods is for reward and salvation in this world and in the next, then their worship of their gods is because of self-love. The Torah and mitzvah is the cleansing of the body until one obtains a second nature defined as love for others, meaning the one mitzvah love thy friend as thyself, which is the final aim of the Torah, after which one immediately obtains adhesion with the Creator. The Torah was not given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but was held until the Exodus from Egypt, when they came out and became a whole nation of 600,000 men of 20 years of age or more. For then each member of the nation was asked if he agreed to that exalted work. And once each and every one in the nation agreed to it in heart and soul, and said, we will do and we will hear, it then became possible to keep the whole of the Torah, and that which was previously impossible became possible. This is because it is certain that if 600,000 men abandon their work for the satisfaction of their own needs and worry about nothing but standing guard so their friends would never lack a thing, and moreover, that they would keep it with a mighty love, with their very heart and soul, in the full meaning of the mitzvah, love thy friend as thyself, then it is beyond doubt that no man of the nation would need to worry about his own well-being. Because of that, he becomes completely free of securing his own survival and can easily keep the mitzvah, love thy friend as thyself. After all, why would he worry about his own survival when 600,000 loyal friends stand by, ready with great care to make sure he lacks nothing of his needs? Therefore, once all the members of the nation agreed, they were immediately given the Torah, because now they were capable of keeping it. But before they have multiplied into a whole nation, and certainly during the time of the fathers, they were not qualified to truly keep the Torah in its desirable form. This is because with a small number of people, it is impossible to even begin with engagement and mitzvah between man and man to the extent of love thy friend as thyself. This is why they were not given the Torah. We find that such a state can only exist in a whole nation whose every member agrees to it. I would bring this video to a close now, but there will be more on this in a future video. So, in ending this video, please feel free to share it with others. And if you would like to see more of this type of content, please click the subscribe button below on this channel. Also, after subscribing, if you click the notification bell, you will be notified of any new videos that I make. I would also love to have your comments and questions below. Just be respectful to one another. And again, I say thank you.